Good morning. I hope you are doing amazing today. And if you're not, then I understand. And even though I don't know your situation, I believe that you are going to end up just fine. If it's not obvious, I am very, very sick, but that's okay. So, hi. It has been a little bit, but I'm excited to be here. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. Let me just start off with this. So that audio clip you just heard of the synth keyboard and me humming, that is a decently old thing. I think it's like over 5 years old or something, but it was very powerful. After I recorded that, I cried because there's moments where I really feel chords, as in music chords, and I find a chord I really like and I find it to be compelling and beautiful, and then I sit at the piano and sob. And I think that is an example of a very important moment to have. And you should always find ways to let yourself feel deeply, and don't hold back. Because the more you seek and the more you feel, the more you realize, and the more you realize, perhaps the more peace you can find. So, with that being said, I did recently write something, and I want to read it because I'm quite happy with it. I'm going to put it on screen, and then I'll read it. I continued to walk among soaked ash. The fire left impressions in my lungs, and it changed my chemistry of thought. They couldn't find me here. Funny as it was, I had been walking out in the open. Wait, I'm so sorry. Hold on. Funny as it was, I had been walking out in the open. It wasn't that I was unfindable. They just simply wouldn't come after me. And so I traveled farther, knowing very well that the iron pigmenting my lips implied that time was perhaps more limited than I previously thought. Pain. There was always pain, in every inhale, in every exhale, every step, every turn. My body has wanted to become something else for a while, and of course, if you ask for something long enough, you receive it, however it comes to you. But I wasn't ready to comply, and had asked more out of it, for there was still so much to do. But now, yes, I must be present for my body and return the favor. There's more, hold on. The sun no longer lit my path, but that was fine. I didn't need my eyes anymore. Now, I just needed the architecture of what all life around me sang into being. I followed harmonies and diminished chords to the soft of water, the creek. Yes, this is who this is who I was meant to speak to. Upon my arrival, I collapsed to my knees, the matters at hand becoming more evident. The flowing water, it noticed me, for it had always waited for this moment just as I have, and it asked a loving question. What do you wish to be now? With a labored breath, I rasped my answer. A ray of light that hit someone's eyes just right. So I wrote this last night or the night before. I don't remember. But I was listening to some really good music, and the words just came to me, and I really love moments like that. It's really nice when you get in a flow that almost doesn't even feel like you, but yet you are in your most rawest form when the words just spill out of you. And I think those moments, they should not be pushed away. Because a lot of people, I think they kind of they filter themselves, which, of course, in life you need to filter yourself to an extent, and, that's okay. But I mean in terms of certain moments of just raw, beautiful creativity, that raw, beautiful sense of self that we try to suppress because for many reasons, for our own reasons. If you find words spilling out of your head, write them down. If you hear a song coming from you, be sure to document it and record it in any way you can, or a drawing or anything, because what you have to bring and make is much cooler than you think it is, and I think that people will like what you do far more than you think. And even if no one sees it, the fact that you got to express something for you is so good as well. I know I'm kind of about to contradict myself, but, people don't have to see what you make for it to matter. If you want to make something, please, by all means, make it. And when people stumble upon it, I bet you they'll like it more than you think. However, they do not need to see it for it to matter. Do you know what I mean? And I really encourage you to push yourself to make things, even if you think, like, what's the point, And I totally get that thought process. But you really should go out there and make something cool that you think is cool. Don't dummy it down for others. Don't just make something because you think, oh, well, these other people will think it's cool, but I don't really think it's cool. No, you should make something that you think is cool. I encourage you to go out there and have fun. Do fun little activities to give yourself peace. Because I know it's easy to think, what's the point of even trying to make myself happy? Because the happiness is just going to go away. But the happiness does matter. Because the more you experience, the more you feel. The more you feel, the more peace you can find. And you're worth peace. You're worth finding peace. And happiness is not this unattainable thing. I'm still trying to figure that out myself. I don't have the answers to that, and I'm sorry. I wish I could give you an answer and make it so simple. I wish I could snap my fingers and we could all be happy, but that's not how that works. But it is possible for you. And if you have given up on ever being happy, I think you should try again. And it's going to take more than one try, but that's okay. Progress is not, it is not necessarily something that can be written on paper so easily, and I think we get discouraged when our progress doesn't reflect what we're able to write in a 2D space on paper, but we are so much more than that. You can't be reduced to a piece of paper, and that's fine. The complexities of you is not a bad thing. The contradictories of you is not a bad thing. And you don't have to completely erase yourself to be happy or tolerable. And I know it's so much easier said than done, but if you don't feel loved, find a new group of people. I promise you it is so worth it. And I know that's so much easier said than done, and I'm not saying you be rude to the people you know. Just reach out, put yourself in new experiences rather than just staring at your bedroom ceiling. And it's not going to be fun at first. It's going to be really scary. But after time, you're going to realize, oh, I've had a lot of conversations with this person that I didn't know before, and I think they're actually kind of cool. And then suddenly someone says, hey, do you maybe want to hang out? And then someone, even though they're scared, says yes. And then time goes on, and that's a new, wonderful connection that exists because two people decided to not give up on themselves, at least a little bit less than normal. You know what I mean? I kind of said that weird, but I think you know what I mean. But there's so much for you out there. I promise you. I don't know what that picture looks like on a big scale. Again, I'm still trying to figure things out myself, but for real, please don't give up on yourself. Pick up that hobby that you abandoned a long time ago because you felt you weren't worth it anymore. Because those hobbies are beckoning to you too. They miss you too. There's so many places that want to meet you. There's so many people that want to meet you. There's so many unfinished projects that are tired of just being an idea. And they're floating around and they're wondering, I wonder when they'll make me happen. There's a lot rooting for you even if it doesn't seem like it. It just comes in different forms that you might not expect. For example, the Earth's consistency of turning so that the sun can rise and set every day. I like to think that that is one of the many things that tends to you and cares for you and roots for you. There's so many things out there. You can find care anywhere. You just have to look. It's in you too. And there's a lot of people out there who might be wondering, hey, does anything really care about me? Does any of this matter? And an example of the answer being yes is you. You have a lot to give to the world. I really just encourage you to just start trying. And remember that your progress cannot be measured on a piece of paper or a notes app. I mean, it's good to track your progress, like take notes, of course, but, you are more complex than a piece of paper, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you're bad. So please remember that. But yes, this is the thumbnail. It took me, kind of a long time to do this, even though it's really wonky, but I think it took me longer than normal because I don't feel good. But yes, it's so funny. I have 5 furnaces, I think, as you can see, but I only had room to draw 3 because I made the perspective in this really weird. I recently posted an art video of traditional art, the thing I'm actually good at. It's an hour long, but there's a lot of different paintings in there. And it's fast footage. It's not boring. But imagine that this house, you're touring this house to buy, okay? Just imagine that right now. And I'm the person touring the house. So welcome to the home. We have a 0 bath, 1 mine, and whatever this room is, I don't know. It's very open floor plan. There's plenty of space for I don't know, whatever you want to put in here. But there is no privacy, and there is no bathroom, and actually there is no kitchen. It is just big room smaller room on the lower part, and then a mine. There's no air conditioning, there's no heating, there's no running water. But this is $4.5 million a year. Actually, 2 times for property tax. Have a great day. Goodbye.